Côte d'Ivoire is also known as the Ivory Coast. And fun fact, if you want to see a pygmy hippopotamus, then the Ivory Coast is the place to go. Though some know the Ivory Coast for its pygmy hippopotami, it's truly known for its cocoa. Over 1/3 of the world's cocoa is made in the Ivory Coast. And let's get this straight. 1/3 of anything is a lot. Like raccoons. Having 1/3 of the world's raccoons in one place, it's a freaking lot of raccoons.
Then the Europeans arrived, and in the scramble to claim territories, France claimed the Ivory Coast in 1893. The Ivorians often revolted against the French rulers, who imposed taxes, forced labor, and drafted them under the French military in both world wars. So not good times. This changed in 1961, when the Ivory Coast gained independence from France, and in a one-party election. By the way, who would have an election with only one party? The first president was elected, and what you need to know about him is he kept the Ivory Coast in a stable state from the 60s to the 90s. The Ivory Coast kept a strong relationship with France, and the French were the ones who taught Africans to grow cocoa. For this, coffee was the main export. Then he died, and with a boycotted election following afterwards, the first coup was held in 1999. This broke out into a civil war in 2002, and a second civil war in 2010.
Hey kids! The Ivory Coast is located in West Africa. It shares borders with Liberia, Guinea, I messed it up, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and the Atlantic Ocean. The Ivory Coast is mainly a forested plateau which morphs into the grasslands and savannas, but also has a mountain range along the border with Guinea? New Guinea. Okay, I almost got it. There are 3 different seasons throughout the year: hot and dry, warm and dry, and hot and wet. Due to the humidity of the climate, cash crops such as coffee and, more importantly, cocoa, are grown there. Using almost 9% of the total land of the coast is farming soil. The natural ability for cocoa to grow into the country is what makes the country the #1 producer of cocoa in the world, creating an influx of money that sadly does not come back to the workers. Because of the nature of the coast geography, its resources and physical features have allowed it to produce funds, but more so those who colonized it. If the resources had been elsewhere, merchants and traders might not have established the same kind of interest, and the country might have turned out differently amongst the people. Its physical features allowed it to produce cash crops efficiently, so if the physical features could have changed at all, then there would have been no interest within its crop production nor its resources, leaving it an altered country.